two scientists whose involvement in New Horizons has been very different, one central, one peripheral. But we are joined in our shared excitement over both the exploration of faraway worlds and our wish to share the very special, fascinating, and largely untold story of New Horizons and how distant Pluto actually came to be explored. My involvement is at the core of the story. Although literally thousands of people were involved in New Horizons, I was the project's leader from its very start. In contrast, David Grinspoon played only a tangential role in this story. Like me, David is a planetary scientist, but he is also a writer by trade. For decades, David has been a close friend and a colleague of mine and many other key participants in this story. And David was present at many of the pivotal moments in the saga. For example, David served on NASA's all-important Solar System Exploration Subcommittee in the 1990s and early 2000s, where, as you'll read later, some of the crucial decisions were made that gave birth to New Horizons. And David was there at the raucous wind party on Bourbon Street in New Orleans in 2001, when New Horizons had just been selected by NASA over proposals from fierce competitors. David was also at Cape Canaveral for the ear-splitting soaring launch to Pluto in 2006, and he helped the team devise strategies for public outreach surrounding the 2015 flyby of Pluto. When New Horizons explored Pluto, David worked with the science team as a press liaison to the media. Though many of David's impressions and descriptions here are firsthand, he is not often a named character in this book. Rather, his voice represents the book's storyteller. The two of us met 25 years ago, just after the story begins. We've marveled at the series of unlikely events that has unfolded since that time. As we traveled through our lives, as New Horizons fought for approval, was built, and traveled across our solar system. In what follows, we've attempted to meld our voices to provide a combined, intimate perspective on the historic journey to conceive, create, and culminate in the exploration of Pluto, the capstone journey and the first reconnaissance of the planets of our solar system. The core material of this book came out of a long series of phone conversations the two of us had every Saturday morning for a year and a half, in which we retraced the long adventure of New Horizons as I told David my memories of the project and all of its precursors and phases. Out of the transcripts of these chats between us, David wrote the first drafts of most of the chapters, which we then both edited and rewrote many times, passing drafts back and forth and winnowing the narrative. The result? This book synthesizes our two views of this amazing tale, supplemented by the voices of numerous other key players in the story. But this book is largely the story as seen through my eyes, as told to David. Modern planetary exploration is a complex effort that cannot succeed without the work of a great many people. Some of the participants in New Horizons spent decades of their lives dreaming, scheming, planning, building, and flying the one and only spacecraft ever sent to Pluto. So we want to acknowledge that many more individuals contributed to the exploration of Pluto than can be named in this book. That's regrettable to both of us, but in the interest of telling a manageable story, we sadly had to leave out many who made important contributions. Nothing like New Horizons has occurred in a generation, the raw exploration of new worlds, and nothing quite like it is currently planned to happen ever again. In what follows, we share what it was like to be involved in New Horizons, one of the best-known projects in the history of space exploration. The effort to explore Pluto was an unlikely and sometimes harrowing story, with so many unexpected twists and turns, seeming dead ends and narrow escapes that it hardly seems possible that it actually succeeded. But it did. Come with us now and learn how that all happened, and experience how it felt to be inside it all.
Introduction. Out of Lock. On the Saturday afternoon of July 4, 2015, NASA's New Horizons Pluto mission leader, Alan Stern, was in his office near the Project Mission Control Center, working, when his cell phone rang. He was aware of the Independence Day holiday, but was much more focused on the fact that the date was Pluto flyby minus 10 days. New Horizons, the spacecraft mission that had been the central focus of his career for 14 years, was now just 10 days from its targeted encounter with the most distant planet ever explored. Immersed in work that afternoon, Alan was busy preparing for the flyby. He was used to operating on little sleep during the final approach phase of the mission. But that day, he'd gotten up in the middle of the night and gone into their Mission Operations Center, or MOC, for the